Hi, I'm Carrie Sealstall and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about colored pencil drawing. I'm going to talk first about the various materials you'll use to do your colored pencil drawing. Some people prefer to flesh out their drawings initially with a graphite pencil. I prefer to use Design Ebony. I've been using this particular brand of pencil for about 20 years. It has a very thick, strong core, creates very smooth, dark lines, and is easily erasable. You'll want an art gum eraser. This is for erasing large areas, your mistakes, etc. And you also want a kneaded eraser. Now, when you initially buy these, they're actually a gray rectangle, but as you can see, they're very pliable, and I can form them into different shapes. For example, when I drew an apple, I twisted it up like this and used the point to erase out highlights. These also are good for taking out small lines after the fact if you've kind of, gone inside the line a little that you initially drew. This works well. Another thing you'll want is called a colorless blender. And this pencil, it's almost like a waxy consistency. This is good for blending two colors together and also to lighten the lines. If you don't really want a hard edge, this works wonderfully. You can also buy a colorless blender marker. It has a broad point and a fine point. When you color this marker over the colored pencils, it gives it almost like a watercolor wash look to it. You could also use pastel blending stubs. Personally, I only use these for pastels, but I've seen them used with colored pencil. You'll also want a sketchbook. Regular old 60-pound or 80-pound sheets will do. You can get them for about $5. And then you'll obviously need colored pencils. Now, initially, you'll probably want to start out with something like a Crayola, etc. But I can tell you, and I will show you by example, the difference between a cheap colored pencil and a good one. Personally, I use professional quality Prismacolor Premier. They do make a Scholar line, which is meant for students and aspiring artists, which are a little bit less expensive. The colors aren't quite as bold. However, they're excellent pencils. They're actually what I used in high school, and they worked very, very well. Now I'm going to show you the difference between, now I did both these drawings. I used the same technique for both drawings. I used the same pressure. I'll show you the difference. The first drawing I have here is a drawing I did with Crayola colored pencils, which were about $2.99 for 24. This work took me about 3 hours. Let me get to it. You can see the brightness, and you can see, the shading capabilities here. This one was done with Crayola. Now the next one was done with Prismacolor Premiers. You can see an obvious difference in the hue, the saturation, the blending capabilities of this pencil. And they go down a lot smoother with less effort. The darkness with less effort. With the Crayolas, I really had to press hard, and that's the darkness that I got here. There's such a difference in the quality of the pencil. Like I said, though, to start out, you're okay with Crayolas, but if you're serious about your colored pencil work, it's worth investing $50 in the professional grade pencils as you work up. Next installment of the drawing series, I'm going to show you some exercises that I was taught that will help you with your shading and perspective. Shading and perspective are the two most important aspects of a drawing to make it look realistic. And like I say, we'll get into that a little more. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching.